Welcome to Xbox Uncuts, episode 301. This week I am joined by Steph. Welcome to the show, Steph.
Yo, what up, what up?
Thank you for being here, sir. And it's going to be a good old two-man show. Will is still a little down and out, but he's definitely, sounds like he's doing better today. But for right now, you're going to have to deal with my coughing ass and Steph. So, Steph, how are you been doing, sir?
Better than your ass. You sound like you dying over here, bro. You alright?
It's just trying to get rid of this cough. I'm actually finally getting my voice back and stuff. It's just, fighting off the last little bit of this damn whatever this is.
I just realized that, we know Will's sick and doesn't feel well, possibly. He never mentioned if he had the corona, man. Got that rona.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think that's probably what it is.
Is he in New York? He's in New York, right?
I don't think he's in New York now.
Oh, okay.
Eric
I thought he was
is, but
Oh, yeah, that's Eric. That's it. Well, I think they're both in New York.
they might be. I'm not sure. I am not sure.
All right, well, let's just get started on a regular topics. We don't got to spend a crazy amount of time like we did last time on Corona.
Oh no. I'm sorry. Man, how am I going to get through this? I'm sorry, everybody. Dynamic Voltage Games will debut gameplay.
Do you want me to read
it? Do you have it?
Is it what's in the chat here?
The first audio thing I took away and left that to the last two.
Yeah, okay. I'll just start with the first show notes.
Okay.
All right, Dynamic Voltage Games will debut gameplay for their first Xbox exclusive, which will be native 4K and 120. It's pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this? What's the other games they made? Do we have that?
I do not have that listed right now.
Let's try to find that.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool that they're like, I mean, I can't imagine it's going to be the most demanding game of all time. If they're pushing 120 at 4K, like, that's going to be insane. That or it's Tetris, Let's see, Dynamic Voltage Games.
I'm not seeing anything very promising here.
They've created Final Star and Pirates of the First Star.
Yeah. Bro, I thought this picture was a joke when I seen them talking about this. Is it seriously? Wow.
What are you talking about?
Like this picture of like the Pirates of the First Star. I didn't think that was real. I just seen the picture. Someone was saying 120 frames. Look at this. I thought it was a joke. This is real. This is their game. Oh my god. Wow. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm hyped for it because looking at what they got here, looking at what they got here, I'm not sure it's gonna be anything interesting for me at least. But I mean, it's still impressive. Oh yeah, there's some gameplay here. I'm actually on their Facebook right now. Watching some gameplay, and I can make this game.
Think so?
Yeah, I think I can make this game. There's actually a lot to it, but as far as it being a 4K 120 frames, I don't think
it's
not very
surprising.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy. That's pretty hilarious.
All right. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella says hardware supply chains coming back online, but demand is going to be the issue. So Yeah, they pretty much reconfirmed that the Series X will be coming out this year, and that they don't
Yeah.
think there's going to be an issue with the supply chain at all. They're just more worried about people honestly having money to buy consoles at the end of the year, because it's
Are you saying demand is going to be too high or not high enough?
not high enough.
Mm. Damn.
Because depending on how this plays out, let's say this virus lasts all the way through November or something,
No way.
then it could affect supply chains. Yeah, I
You
mean
think
it just
that's possible though?
it's possible. I think you're going to see it die out for the most part in the summer and have a resurgence in the fall.
Yeah. I'll say I'm like, what do they do with your job? Like, are you still working?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still working. We have we're considered essential.
Yeah. I haven't met anybody who didn't like their job closed down. Seems like everybody's job's essential that I know,
Yeah.
but it's affected my job. I tell you that much.
Yeah.
Well, it's just some a reality we're gonna have to deal with, I guess.
All right. Microsoft also
All right,
announced
gonna move to.
DirectX 12 Ultimate is Microsoft's attempt at unified next-gen graphics on PC and console. This essentially is pushing through ray tracing, variable rate shading, mesh shaders, sampler feedback. Uh, but yeah, they had a DirectX Innovation Day. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, it's cool to see them still pushing DirectX. I mean, essentially, it's just updating the APIs to support all these new features, like without having them released, like DirectX 13 or whatever they're gonna call it.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for it to be that whatever the next thing is, and for it to be ultimate is kind of weird. I'm, I'm wondering if it's gonna be like a huge difference from what we already have now.
I mean, it's gonna be big when it comes to like the variable rate shading and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which I mean, you're gonna need a newer graphics card to see these benefits, but
Yeah.
but it's going to lead to humongous performance increases.
Every time I think about upgrade my PC, I talk myself out of it. So I don't know if I'll get one.
Yeah. We also got an update on Rockstar's changed Grand Theft Auto 6's domain, so it's no longer just directing to Rockstar Games website. It's pretty much just like a working domain. So hopefully that means we'll see the next Grand Theft Auto, or at least a trailer for it, something. Probably, I would imagine in the next year.
How long has it been since the last Rockstar game? When did Red Dead come out?
Yeah, but like they've been working on this during Red Dead 2. Like you got to figure Grand Theft Auto came out on 360, and
Uh,
PS3. Yeah,
it came out what 2012, right?
yeah.
It's 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I got a feeling it's still gonna be another 2 years at least.
I still think we could see a trailer this year.
This year?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. Maybe. Remember how they did last time? It was just like a screenshot.
Yeah,
I think we'll get maybe a screenshot.
I think Sony shows it for PS5.
You think they'll be ready for a PS5 and or an Xbox
No,
Series
it's
X?
just gonna be like you said, a screenshot, and they're just gonna get the. I think they'll have the marketing rights. That's all.
If Xbox is smart, they'd have it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the big controversy this entire week is it's been about Xbox Series X having an audio chip, which pretty much everybody could have told you they had an audio chip.
Yeah, for their
Because the
second
Xbox
console in a
One
row.
did, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, there was this like these articles talking about how, excuse me, sorry, I haven't really talked all day, so it's messing with me. Um, yeah, about how the Xbox Series X would have to process the audio on the CPU, and to replicate what the PS5 is doing, it's going to take all the performance gains away that it could possibly ever have.
Because of
Except that,
audio.
yeah,
Even if they did have to do it that way, it wouldn't make that much of a difference.
but yeah, like it's called Project Acoustics. It's 3D audio, aka audio ray tracing. That's the platform Microsoft's going to use. It's available on PC, Xbox, a few different things. But the console itself it does feature its own dedicated audio chip that runs this Project Acoustics that does hundreds of different sounds at the same time. But yeah, it was just really, really weird to see people clamoring. I mean, I guess it wasn't weird. Like, figure that's what people are trying to do nowadays is,
Yeah.
bolster up their console. Like the PS5 is not going to be weak, but it's just not as strong as an Xbox, and with people trying to turn it into it, it's just weird.
Yeah. I don't get why people just they think this asset faster memory doesn't necessarily equate to a better game or better graphics. And that's why I was trying to get the point across like last week to say that this doesn't necessarily mean or not necessarily, it doesn't mean the game's going to have better graphics. That it doesn't do anything for graphics except for less pop in. I mean, everything that we basically talked about last week. So down in the audio and Xbox isn't going to make. They just need to take what they got, and they got a good console, a great console, and it is what it is. But I did see I think it was WFFC Tech or however you say that website's name. They came out with the actual specs for the console, like without the variables, and it was exactly 9.2. Exactly. So that first leak from the GitHub was exactly right. So it's pretty interesting to see that.
Yeah,
I guess they really felt like they had to do that, which is I don't know, weird. I mean, because didn't Xbox One overclock its console? The game, I want to say they overclocked their first console.
I believe they did. Yeah,
There was no variable talk, or there wasn't like a massive jump in teraflops. Like, I mean, I know you can make your PC stronger, or your stuff stronger by overclocking, but a 2 teraflop difference in overclocking is I just don't. That's just
well,
nothing that
but
I've ever
here's the
seen.
thing: when you do push the GPU
Yeah.
to hit that crazy, number, it
Uh huh.
actually retards the CPU. So it has to take the power. So the CPU drops in performance down to nothing, to like the 1.6 gigahertz, to make it work at the 10.2, and vice versa. So when you have a high, like anything impacting CPU very heavily, your graphics can't be great, or if you have really good graphics, you're not gonna have good AI. Like it's a weird choice without just going, okay, fuck it, let's just find a good medium 9.2 teraflops. That way it runs consistently.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
why
be
when people
interested to see
say,
how they make it work.
yeah. But yeah, the technology was designed for mobile processors, not desktop. So it kind of gives you an idea of what they were kind of aiming for. I don't think they were ready for Microsoft to really go balls out and like really aim this as a high-end PC.
Yeah. Well, I guess they got there surprised. They'll be ready with games though. So I think at the end of the day, as long as they got games, they don't have
Yeah,
anything to worry about. And
nobody's
I
saying
think
it's gonna
that
be a bad console by any
yeah,
means.
as long as they got the games, they'll be fine. No, I think they'll be there with the games.
Okay, so for the other big controversy of the week, effective March 22nd, 2020, GameStop will be closing customer access to U.S. storefronts and will process orders through their online storefront only. Uh, this way, they can kind of keep their employees from being sick. We were talking about this before the show started, but or maybe it was during the show, but they're considered. They were trying to consider themselves essential services as a video game company, like a seller, which is just really, really weird. I mean, I kind of get it in a weird way, but I
Essential
don't
to
know.
who though? They don't sell any goods that you absolutely need.
Yeah, like it's not. I don't know. The marketing like backfired. Like it just, even though they were doing decent sales wise, it did bite them in the ass.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think of all the people that. I mean, they wasn't paying people for a while there. What right? Then they have like a hard time paying their employees for a while.
Yeah,
And I mean, most companies that are considered essential, they gave their employees like a $2 on the hour raise and stuff like that. And I guarantee you, they didn't do that.
no, no, not at all. I mean, well, essentially like hardware stores, grocery stores, stuff like that. They stay open, but pretty much every restaurant in the area is closed down. Like where I'm at, like yeah, everybody's closed.
Is fast food open?
Drive through only.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
The movies just closed, like closed too.
yeah.
Which
It's
again, I feel bad. I feel bad for like big movies, coming out.
yeah. They all started coming out on like on demand services right off the bat.
Is that what they did instead?
Yeah, like right now you can watch Bloodshot, you can watch Birds of Prey, uh, the
Well,
the
I
Invisible
watched.
Man,
Yeah, I watched that.
The
We'll talk
Hunt.
about that later.
But yeah,
So
they're
that's
calling
why
it
they
home
did that.
premiere. Yeah, is just a
You think that that's gonna like affect like in the future of movies? Like people are gonna like. I wonder if they did well enough to where they could say like maybe this is an alternative that we can like do.
I hope so. Because like right now, like if you want to watch The Invisible Man, it's $20 on Xbox to rent it. Which honestly, that's fucking nothing. Like for compared to like buying movie tickets and being able to stay at your house and watch it and have like let me see. Does this offer? I'm sure this is going to be 4K, probably.
Yeah, that's how I ended up watching The Invisible Man.
Well, it doesn't say, but I'm sure it has like Atmos and 4K, and it's just all ready to go. Like it's
It
only
was
1080p
4K.
from what I can see
The one I
on
watched was
Xbox.
4K.
Yeah, but still, that's awesome. I mean, you just sit home and relax and watch your favorite, or not favorite movie, but brand new movie without having to risk going to a theater.
Yeah, I might watch Birds of Prey next. Check that out. Have you seen that yet?
No, I haven't watched any of it yet. Even though I was sick, I slept. I'm gonna be honest. Like I haven't really played any games.
I have. Boy, I've been out here gaming, bro. Lot of duty. Lot of duty.
Yeah. But I mean, I hate to say that's kind of all the big news. Other than supposedly there was a, I don't know how read up you're on this story about the source code for the Xbox Series X being like leaked, and this hacker wanting $100 million to keep it from leaking out.
What would that do? I mean, what's the vulnerability? What would it do? Like, we'd be able to hack games and stuff if it gets leaked? What is it?
Well, it sounds like that's not the case. From what I heard, is that it was the code on like verifying a disk to allow you to like burn one so it would work or something like that. So it wouldn't affect the console in any way. Like they could just kill anything anybody does. Like
Yeah.
it's not going to be any kind of issue. Excuse me.
I
But yeah,
don't know
that's why I
what
didn't
is.
even really put it in the show notes because it doesn't deserve like a lot of mentioning because it's more just like a bullshit tactic from a hacker.
Yeah. We don't want to give these guys shine, but I think
Yeah.
that's how maybe the specs got out and stuff too. Because didn't that happen around the same time?
Well, no, that was more about GitHub than people data mining. They
Mm.
like supposedly like hacked into a server and got the information that way.
And wow, that's bad on Microsoft's part.
No, it was from AMD. It wasn't Microsoft.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, it's even
They
worse then.
actually got PS5 stuff too. It's just that's what all the articles are talking about.
But the AMD they do. Don't they sell like server stuff, like
Yeah.
security server shit?
Uh huh.
Yeah, they shouldn't be getting hacked like that. They can't even protect their own stuff. They can't. How they gonna sell that shit to customers? That's crazy.
I don't know. There's more to it than that. It's just like I said. It's kind of a nothing burger because it's not. It's nothing that neither company can't just kind of shrug off, and it's not going to make a difference. Like it's not going to release any vulnerabilities to the system. But
Well, there's another thing that happened. I don't
go
see
for
in
it.
here. Remedy got the Epic publishing deal.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're doing two more multi-platform games. What I hear?
Yeah, one AAA and one smaller scale game in the same universe. No, good for them.
Yeah. I mean, I love Remedy games.
Did you play Control and what'd you think?
I haven't played Control yet, to be honest. It's something I do want to play soon, though. Have you played it yet?
No, I didn't want to pay $60 for it, so
Yeah,
to be
me neither.
honest.
I'm still hoping it comes to Game Pass, to be honest with you.
That's what I thought, but it didn't happen. Well, there's William.
Oh, hello, hello.
What's up?
Greetings all. Good,
We're
good.
just
So far.
running through our last bit of the topics, talking about Remedy getting two more games published by Epic.
Screw Remedy and their damn 3-month uh exclusive deals for DLC. Well, I was probably 505 games to be honest with you, but yeah, I mean that's interesting. I mean I know they have one with Microsoft with Crossfire, but this is what Epic, right? Is that the Epic that they're making it the deal with?
I believe
Yeah, I
so.
don't think Microsoft's publishing Crossfire, are they?
I don't think so. They just have some. It's like a weird like
I
single player
think they're.
campaign deal that they have going with Crossfire that somehow Microsoft had some sort of time exclusivity to or something like that. Because the Crossfire is basically like a multiplayer game, but I guess there's going to be like a story to it or something. It's hard to say at this point. Um, Also, I gotta say, sorry for missing episode 300. Congrats, Dustin, and for the show. It's great to see Jason back doing the show, and it was a great episode. So I really enjoyed it. Uh, yeah,
Couldn't
sorry
have
I
done
missed
it
it, man.
without you, sir.
Yeah, I feel real bad. I just like I don't know. I was I don't know what happened. I might have like overslept or something. I don't know, but it was like it was just it's a bummer. But yeah, it was congrats, man. It was 300 episodes. It's a big it's a big feat. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome.
But y'all been with me a long time as well. Appreciate y'all hanging out and talking about video games every week.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure, sir. The pleasure is ours. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really talk too much about the Series X stuff. But if you guys want to, I mean, I don't want to interrupt your flow though. So
No, trust me, there's no flow. It's golfing and
yeah, I've been there, man. I got pretty sick lately. I don't know if it's what it is. It might be an allergy thing. It's hard to say.
Corona.
It could be that. I mean, I have various medicines for it. So I mean, like I have an inhaler and all that because my asthma and all that.
Oh man, did you get tested?
No, I didn't get tested, but it's not hitting me that hard or anything. It's just mostly headaches and stuff like that because it's
No fever.
congestion. Some high temperatures, but I've been taking Tylenol for it. It's really you can't really do much for it anyway. You
yeah.
just have to kind of try to mitigate it as much as you can. Like try to.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to like. I didn't know. I honestly don't know.
There's
Wow.
there's no actual medication right now.
There's no medicine for it.
No, if you go to the hospital, all they do is just try to like bring your temp down and stuff like that. I mean, if it depends on how severe it is, but they don't really address the actual.
Yeah, most people in our age group, you know.
What's our age group?
I'm talking about people from their 20s through their 30s, even into the 40s. It's keeping people away and locked in their homes is actually the best cure because it just means it can burn through faster.
Exactly. Yeah.
Without hurting people.
I was just gonna say because I'm so young and vibrant. I wasn't sure. I mean, like if you was counting me with you, and I'm so young.
Well, it was weird because I just came from stepping out and getting medicine and food.
Did you have a mask?
No, I did. Well, I did bring one, but
you
I
just
mostly
coughed on everybody and their food. That's how you got free food.
You say you wore gloves?
I wore gloves because I went to the pharmacy. I don't want to like touch too much stuff, so I just kind of like as touch free as possible. But it's interesting because the way they have it set up is they have little tiles that people have to be 6 feet apart, and they're limiting the amount of people in the pharmacy, and actual like the Walgreens and stuff. So, and of course, the toilet paper section is wiped out, and with tissues and paper towels, like two rolls. I still laugh at that, like fucking toilet paper. That's amazing. But it is pretty eerie. It's like so like desolate almost. It's like.
Do you know why?
Yeah.
Do you know why it's a toilet paper though? Have you understood? Anybody figure that out yet?
Oh, the psychology behind it.
No, it's literally like okay, if the places who get the stuff that make it, they won't be able to make it. So that'll be one of the first things that goes toilet paper.
Oh, because of China and all that.
It's because where they make it at, I guess.
I mean,
apparently
I thought most of them are US based.
They are, but I mean, you got to think about it. If the places that make it and that their workers get sick and they can't produce it, then you won't have.
Yeah, I suppose that's true, but
that's basically what that's the logic behind it is if they won't be able to make toilet paper, so you have to buy toilet paper.
But I mean, there's a million ways to wipe your butt, with other stuff. Like you got
garden hose.
Tell me how. Can you tell me a few? Give me 5 examples.
All right, you got paper towels. You could break it up into small pieces.
But how are you gonna flush paper towels?
I mean, so throw it out in the garbage can and just do
that's nasty. That's stinky.
You got a shovel? Paper towel. You need to dig a ditch.
You saying you use the ditch as a shovel?
Don't just use whole sheets of fake towels, just break them up and make them so that you can flush them. You know, or you can use flushable wipes. You can use
Yeah, wipes. Okay, that's
you can
number
use
two.
yeah, you can use facial tissues. Like just like put at least 2 or 3 together, and then
Facial tissues.
yeah, they're still paper. You know, and they're softer than paper
Yeah, but they
towels.
got like that. I ain't trying to exfoliate my ass though. Yeah.
Hey, they're actually probably better for you because if they got the lotion on it and all that stuff, you got
Yeah,
nice, you know, lotion butt.
I wouldn't know. Sound like you really experiencing this, Will.
Hey man, it's happened. Like you ever go to the toilet and then you run out of toilet paper, be like, fuck, like what am I gonna do?
I look
You
before I
got, you
sit
got, you
down
got.
because I got kids who like to play jokes. Will.
Well, my girlfriend, like, she won't replace the roll. She's pretty annoying with that. Like, she'll let it go out, and I'm like, what? Why the fuck don't you replace the toilet paper? But so lately, I've been just putting extra toilet paper in the bathroom itself, so it'll be actually like something there as a backup, you know. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So the Apocalypse Edition of Xbox Uncut.
We're running out of topics, Will. I'm gonna say that we're running out of topics.
Well, I was curious about what you guys thoughts of. I mean, I know I heard
We went over the whole list
the,
already.
the,
Yeah, I mean,
Chat.
well, the whole like, how do you guys think Microsoft's handling the all their Series X stuff compared to Sony? I mean, I think it's been pretty phenomenal. Like it's
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
yeah,
I
they're
mean,
definitely doing it the right way with letting like slowly bringing things out.
mhm. Yeah. The only thing that's kind of annoying is the optical port is not there. I think for the console, right?
Yeah,
So
but like they are updating the Xbox One and the Series X to allow USB to be like the PS3. So when you hook up those headphones, it'll work the same way as uh, like
PC.
PlayStation did it and PC did it. Like it's USB and USB alone.
oh, because I have the optical port for my sound bar, so I guess I have to buy another different port to put it in the console.
Yeah.
I guess like the USB. I
Does
guess.
the back of your TV have one?
Yeah, it has optical port. Yeah.
That's what you
An
use it
optical
for.
out? Then that's what you do.
Yeah.
Like that's it. You just use
That's
that
all.
and that'll
Oh,
fix
okay,
it.
okay, that's good then. I guess. Oh, okay, okay, I see.
Most
Yeah,
people's
okay.
TVs have it, so when I heard that, I was like, there are going to be a couple people with these issues, no questions, but for the most part, people will be fine. Like it's something TVs have done a
Yeah,
lot in recent history where they just have that port automatically.
yeah, because I guess some people directly connect it to their console, like the
Yeah,
optical. I guess. But yeah, yeah, you're right though. Yeah, I forgot that my TV does actually have the port, so I just
Well,
feed the ports from the soundbar to the TV.
yeah, I've always done that since I've got headphones like that.
Yeah.
So that way you can watch like TV or you can use
yeah,
this like
any
if you got an
system,
Xbox head.
anything. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, and like since Bleeding Edge is out, have you guys played it?
I have not.
yes,
Yeah. No, Dustin, you like it?
I do, but I enjoyed myself playing the beta. I got absolutely fucking crushed playing the full version.
It's hit and miss with me. Like we should play it because we definitely got it because we both got it. So, and I think Steph, you have Game Pass though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's on Game
Yes.
Pass, so
Yeah,
yeah,
so
I
we'll
think I
all
have
have
it
to play.
downloaded.
yeah, so let's play it. I mean, we only down like one other person really because it's 4 people, and the random should probably, you know, be falling in line. But I'm enjoying it. It's not very fun. I mean, it's okay by yourself,
I was
but
about to say that other sentence with that first sentence. That's not very fun. I was like, damn.
yeah, it's not very fun if you're like
We'll just
solo
says
and you're
how it is,
losing
sir.
all the time. But
Yeah.
if you're kind of in a decent team that can actually like work together, then it's kind of fun. You know, it's makes it a lot better. The content is kind of low for this type of game. But Overwatch, kind of didn't start out like the way it is now either.
Right.
So I'll cut it a little bit of slack. Plus the team is pretty small compared to like
And
the
it's
Overwatch
what
team.
$30 in comparison
Yeah,
to
Mhm.
it's a
$60
$60 game.
Overwatch game. Yeah.
Yeah, I luckily had points, so I brought it down to 15. So even if like something disastrous happens and it's like canceled or something, it's like taken out the network, I'll be just down like $15 or whatever. So, um, but yeah, I mean it's fun. I'm hoping they have a good plan set for like updates and separating modes and adding new modes and more cosmetics. Achievements seem very easy to get, so you're probably gonna get them in no time. But I do hope to add more because it just seems like a little like achievement baity. I don't know. It's like you can. It's like it just looks a little too easy to get them. Like they're like almost 100, 200 point achievements for like I'm like
Yeah,
Jesus.
you can easily 1,000 achievement point that game without
Yeah,
much of an effort.
yeah, and that kind of sucks. Is in some ways that kills a little bit of the replay value if you don't have a whole lot of content in your game. Like because there's several levels to it. Like if you like, all right, okay, I beat all achievements, but I don't have all the cosmetics. Okay, I have all the cosmetics, but I want to get my rank up. So it's like the meta is still important, I think, for games like these. Like especially games and service games like Apex and PUBG and Overwatch, stuff like that. I mean, of course you gotta if you have fun, that's what matters. But I do like having something to come back to. That if like if you're if you're not really feeling aspects of the game, that like the gameplay is a little too repetitive or something. But yeah.
I'm still excited to play it. I really enjoyed playing the beta, and it's more like you said. It's about having a group of friends to play with you, as always. And you
Yeah, yeah.
can't, I definitely enjoyed playing it, and just because like I said, I got absolutely crushed, but
Mhm.
it doesn't mean you stop playing these games. It's part of learning and playing games is getting better at them.
Yeah, and there's a lot of games to play still. Like it's just came out with Doom Eternal, um, RE2 came out like very recently, so that's
Yeah.
within weeks, and that's a pretty good game. That's an awesome game actually. And then we had the State of Decay 2 Juggernaut Edition update, which was incredible. It really like made the game a lot better.
Excuse me.
No problem. So it's not like there's been a lack of content. I mean, plus we got the Gears. I think they've teased a Gears update with Cole, right? It was like I think it's like almost like a football kind of like theme to it or something. What's that? What's that sport he played in Gears? Griffball or
Oh,
something like
Griffball or something. Yeah.
that. Yeah. So there's some sort of theme to it, and then I think they've been kind of seems like they've been teasing maybe a story DLC with the characters from Escape. So that'll be pretty awesome actually, because they can't touch the main story until they actually get to the next game. Unless they want to do like some other side story stuff. But it seems like the game really already like handled all that stuff from the beginning of Gears 5, because it shows you what happened between 4 and 5. And so the story for the Hive Busters are like much more interesting, I think, because they're like doing like dangerous like operations, and the characters look pretty cool. Like they're worth like exploring. Maybe I was hope they add more characters too for the Escape. Because they just got the same three, and then like the other bonus characters. Dead silence.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting week. I mean, but it just hasn't been very like interesting as far as like news. It's just been like kind of extensions of last week's news, and I mean, mostly it's been mostly game releases and um, you know, depressing news, and then and then the actual
Yeah.
like life stuff.
You can you hear me?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
hear you.
Oh, well, I was talking the whole time. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
I'm sorry, man. I know
You were like dead silence, and I was going full blast, and then I kept talking over. I was like, "You guys are mean."
So what were we
Jeez.
saying? What were we saying for?
No, I was gonna. Well, since you already finished that, but I was gonna bring up what you guys think about that God of War? How they took they changed I guess the box, took off only on PlayStation. So apparently it might be coming to PC too.
Didn't they update it? This day it was like no, it says like exclusively on PlayStation or something like that.
Yeah, exclusively on PlayStation, I guess, or something like that. I don't know, but
So
apparently this is the same exact thing that happened to Horizon Zero Dawn before it came to PC.
but wouldn't that be like false advertising if they're saying exclusively?
And that's
Yeah,
what
but
they
it could
did. That
be through the PlayStation PC store, and it's
Mm.
still.
I don't know. But let me check. I'm pretty sure you get Horizon Zero Dawn on Steam.
Yeah, I think so. Well, they also added. Sorry to hijack it, but the games. Good Green Man Gaming, I think, has also Xbox games now.
Yeah.
At least in the European market, which is interesting because we're seeing so much expansion of Xbox games go everywhere now, everywhere but like PlayStation.
You know who's publishing this game?
Which one?
PlayStation Mobile. That's who's publishing Horizon Zero Dawn on PC.
PlayStation Mobile.
Yeah, I guess like they have this publisher. What they do, they publish all their cell phone games and stuff. So they're
That's weird.
publishing their PC games now because you know when they shut down the other that one that they used to have, that
Hmm.
Sony Online Entertainment or whatever it was.
Yeah, maybe it's
That
like a placeholder for like an online like PlayStation PC.
it might come out with a new one.
Yeah, like their own store, like you were saying.
No, well, it's going to be on. It's on Steam. I mean, I'm looking at the pre-order screen for it right now.
Yeah, I figure they're gonna have like besides Steam, like didn't is Epic Store too getting Horizon?
I think it's just Steam as of
So
right now.
yeah, 'cause I can't see them just leaving it on Steam. They're most likely they're gonna have like their own storefront on PC as well. So
They
kind of
don't have
like
one right now. You think they would put it on PS Now and make it downloadable on PC?
yeah. I think that makes the most sense. Just PS Now on PC, and then have all your PlayStation games available through there. You killed two birds with one stone.
Yeah, there's probably stuff figuring out.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably gonna have their own third party stuff too as well. I guess it depends on if they want to pay those extra licenses if they have to, or I don't think they will even have to because it's still PlayStation Now. It's just gonna be on the PC platform. But yeah, I don't know. God of War. I mean, I'm sure it could hit PC. It could be a very big possibility. The logo, the changing of the exclusivity thing. I mean, it could be just odd maintenance thing here and there, but could be also a sign of going to PC. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. Uh,
How many years old is it now? Yeah, a
it's gonna
few
be one,
2
or two
years
years.
old.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. That's where they go. But you just know PlayStation dudes are gonna get like really mad.
Yeah, they're mad about this Horizon Zero Dawn shit.
Yeah, if that they're mad about that, forget about God of War, man. That's gonna be like they're gonna find all these series compromised.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, if you're an Xbox dude, it could go to like uh, Atari or whatever, and you would just be like, yeah, whatever, It's at this point, what else are you gonna do? Games are
Yeah, don't put
everywhere.
it on. Don't put it on PlayStation.
Yeah,
Can't. Yeah, I don't want. I don't. I mean, I don't say I don't want,
I mean, I'm sure they
but
would like
Halo
to.
on PlayStation. Halo on PlayStation. Just.
Yeah, they don't feel right.
I don't feel right, bro. It don't. If,
Yeah.
if all I gotta say is if Halo's on PlayStation, I better be able to play Uncharted with Xbox controller.
Well,
I mean, that's how I feel about it.
yeah. I mean, these next few weeks gonna be interesting because they still have to show off the E3 style event. They gotta have to reveal more
Yeah.
about what's coming up and
Well, that's
uh,
normally in June, right? When E3.
yeah, yeah, like mid June or something like that.
Yeah, so I still got some time.
Yeah, I mean, but PlayStation, I believe PlayStation still has to make more moves because they haven't really shown a whole lot besides specs.
I
So
think they're scrambling to figure out something now because that what they did last time, was that last it went so bad, and they didn't
yeah,
think that it would make it. Didn't do what it did. So
Yeah,
I guarantee they want to,
yeah, I agree.
say something, say something.
Yeah, they do have to kind of, I think, address some issues that they have with their messaging so far. Even if like it was unintentional, like they had to kind of get people more excited for their stuff because at this point, they're kind of looking at they're seen as kind of like the lower spec machine. Even though their games are great, people don't, are more looking forward to the games, but they have to make up some stuff in the meantime. Like they have to kind of um, fix their messaging and hopefully try to get people excited again.
We'll see about that shit.
I mean, when's there supposed to be like Lockhart news? I mean, somewhere down the line soon.
I mean, there's been so many rumors for it. We don't really know.
Mm. Yeah, I'm not a really big fan of that console, but if they're gonna bring it out, then what are you gonna do?
I mean, a 1440p console. I mean, I get, I get why you would want to make it, but at the same time, like as hardcore fans, it's hard for us to go. Yeah, let's buy a console that is not not going to last us 6 years. Like, I'm sure it'll be fine, but 4K is going to be its own big thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm really most excited for is the bump in graphics.
Yeah, I mean, plus the backwards compatibility stuff is gonna be really exciting because I'm gonna be very curious to see what games get enhanced. And hopefully it won't be such a long process because I hope they find other methods to like boost resolutions besides if they're dynamic and stuff. Because
No, they've already said they're working on those.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, so if whatever method they can use, the only kind of thing I wish they did this gen with their games is Gears never really got they did enhance them with the back compatibility X enhancements, but they never got like the 60 frames upgrade and the extra graphical effects. So I wish they made like a collection. I mean, a lot of people were kind of hoping
you
for
talk
that,
about
like the
the
Ruckus.
original Gears, the
Yeah, the
Ultimate or
original.
whatever.
Yeah, well, the original Gears collection, like
Yeah.
including including Judgment, because that never got an X enhanced too. So it's a little bit weird. I was hoping they would eventually get to that, but I guess and maybe like I don't know. The multiplayer is a little weird with those games because you probably have to do something similar to the Master Chief Collection, or you'd have to like have like a master list and then have like playlists and have different types of multiplayer modes. Maybe combine the Ultimate Edition with I don't know the 4 or 5. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard at this point to address the multiplayer stuff with Gears. I don't know how
Yeah.
that community is doing though. I mean, has it been? I mean, it seems very mixed on that front. Like, I don't see too much news on multiplayer. Mostly people complaining about it, really. Like Gears 5's multiplayer and problems with like the hit detection and stuff like that. But I mean, they are coming up with an update. Hopefully, that fixes some stuff and makes it more exciting again.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I like Gears 5. It's not even that the mechanics are bad. Like, I don't know. Like, there's needed to have something fresh to it. It just didn't,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's. I mean, I can do another playthrough, at least one or two more playthroughs. When it's like enhanced, because they did show the enhanced version. Sorry about that. They did show the enhanced version in the little tech demonstration that they were doing. Was it last week or this week? That was last week, right? They were showing
Yeah, I think so.
5. Yeah, I mean, you could tell some subtle stuff like the light, the flashlight is more like brighter. The volumetric lighting was more like brighter and more lush. Uh, like the textures look better, but it wasn't like a huge difference. Um, but I mean, the frame rate it's probably gonna be locked. The resolution will be high. Like it's gonna be like probably top out at a really nice like 4K. So it's good. I'm definitely looking forward to playing it again on the Series X. I'm probably maybe I'll play the multiplayer most of the time lately, but it's a little bit hard to go back to the game because you already kind of experienced what it had to offer, and actually it's a little bit depressing how they handle it, like because it's had a lot of bugs and it was not the best way to have your Gears franchise go. Despite that the story was really good and the graphics are amazing, but I feel like the coalition, like after they do all the updates for this game, and hopefully they can repackage it and make it like a nice like addition, like the way they did with State of Decay 2. I mean, yeah, 2. Maybe they can move on and you know do other stuff. I mean, hopefully, I think they're maybe assisting in Perfect Dark with the initiative.
That would be amazing, and I hope that's
Hmm.
what they're doing.
Yeah, because the initiative is not a huge team, so
How
and
many people is that?
an initiative.
Yeah, you said it's not a huge team.
Hard to say. I don't know off my hand. Like maybe 40, 50, maybe,
That's it. I thought I was losing
maybe
100
less.
people by now.
I mean, they hired a lot of people, but they're not like because they're like slowly expanding. They're not like quite um up there with like coalition or anything like that. But they're pretty. They're getting a lot bigger. They're just kind of they're focusing their talent into specific areas, I guess. And I mean, if they have initiative co-developing it, then they should be fine because they have a lot of staff on the coalition and expertise with Unreal. If that's what they're using. Well, I think that's what they're using for the game, the initiative. So I mean, it could work.
Yep. Well, I mean, usually they would like, I guess, hire with those third-party contractors and shit. So I mean, they can get.
Yeah.
And I recently found out, and I didn't realize this. I guess that 343 does a lot of they outsource a lot of their employees to other studios too, so they can get help from them.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
and not only will Coalition, but 343, that'll help.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks is that the coronavirus stuff is just it's definitely
Yeah,
impacting
that makes it a lot harder.
games.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
look at Ori and the Blind Forest. That's a satellite studio there, so games have been made like that before.
yeah, they're kind of the exception there. They're really that's actually an ideal like studio for these times, But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
but
I will
Halo,
say it probably
yeah,
affected its polish a little bit.
right. Yeah, I mean that's definitely possible too. Unless X is like Halo is affecting now, so it's like you don't want to see any more like delays or anything like that with that game because you just want to see it. But that's just I think that's just because I'm kind of anxious to see the game. So I think once they show the game off, at least in some sort of clip or something, I think they'll kind of get people's hype up again.
Yeah. Well, was there any other like crazy topics we want to bring up before we start moving to our other stuff?
Not that I know of. I mean, it's just been a lot of like competition between like the news between. I hear a lot of conflicting news of like whether PlayStation 5's uh internals make it better than the Xbox One X or like on the same level. That nonsense has been annoying lately. It's like the Series X is likely a lot better, but like it's not going to make a huge difference with multi-class because they're going to look very similar, especially with dynamic resolutions and stuff, which makes it harder to notice. But
I think the dynamic resolutions will be, well, with the 12 teraflops. I think it'll be a little bit more noticeable this time around.
yeah, you'll probably see sharper images and maybe the ray
Well, the
tracing.
No,
graphics,
like not. It's gonna be
not
like
just
big
sharper images,
graphical.
the
Yeah.
graphics. Yeah, the graphics.
Yeah, so like the ray tracing I hear is better on the One X. Might be
No,
better.
but it's like the variable rate shading isn't
Hmm.
right now, from what we understand, is not on PlayStation. It is on Xbox, and that can save
Yeah,
up to 40 to 50% of fucking resources.
Yeah,
but that PlayStation doesn't have enough cores to do variable rate shading. I guess that's what a lot of people are saying.
I'm surprised that when I mean if they did have it, they probably would have said it by now, right? With the Cerny's, Mark Cerny's like conference thing. So unless they're just not saying anything and then they're holding off some information. But I mean, chances are the Xbox One X, Series X, I'm sorry, versions will look better. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's like just wait for
No,
the
there's
games
still
to
going to
come
be
out.
really good games, and
Yeah.
nobody's denying that. It's just, yeah, like there's, from what we can tell, like there is going to be a difference between the two consoles, like noticeable difference that Sony just can't make up for, not in, no matter how fast the SSD is.
Yeah, I think they've been making a kind of a too big of a deal out of that. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna look like the games are gonna load way quicker, and it's gonna make like the draw distances like better and all that stuff. But they're kind of making it seem like some sort of game changer that like tips it in their favor or something, which is I don't think that's gonna be the case. That's just like it's just an extra great tool to have that's gonna make their games look better as far as like first party because they have they can base their tech around that too. But
Well,
yeah, I
what
mean,
it really
besides that,
means is that they can load up their RAM within 2 seconds versus Microsoft's 4 seconds.
yeah,
Like that's what it is.
Exactly.
Like it's eventually, especially with that, like you're looking at diminishing returns. Where it wouldn't be diminishing returns is if like they had an SSD that was as fast as RAM itself. And then they would be totally right, where it'd be like, wow, they have 100 gigs of
oh yeah,
GDDR6. Like that would be a true game changer.
well, I agree with that. Well, I think the hope now is that with all this technology, like all this like power that the Series X has, that hopefully their studios can utilize it to its full potential. Because a lot of studios are using Unreal Engine, not a whole lot of proprietary tech besides like the Halos, the slip space, which I would expect the slip space to look amazing on there, and then what else is the Forza tech? I mean that stuff is gonna look probably the best.
Yeah.
So I'll be curious to see like the level of expertise you still have in the Unreal Engine, how those studios will help each other, leverage all their resources to make them top level quality and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. I mean, what are the next few games coming up? It was a Wasteland for Xbox, like first party. We got. I mean, I know Wasteland's not an exclusive or anything, but that's still one coming up. Wasteland 3. What else?
I mean, with Bleeding Edge, I don't think there's really much. Like, it's more
Yeah.
waiting for Series X now.
Oh yeah, Gears Tactics on PC, but I'm curious to when that's going to be ported to the console. Like, that's like in April, right? So it would have to be maybe June at time or something, or maybe summer, early spring, not early fall or something like that. I would guess. Who knows at this point though?
Yeah. I haven't announced anything else.
I mean, it could potentially be a launch game if they wanted to like hold off on it, so they have more games to have on launch. I mean, I know we got Halo, we got a possible Forza 8, if Gears Tactics. That'll be kind of like the trifecta there, on top of like maybe all the updated stuff, like maybe Bleeding Edge. You're gonna get the updates and Gears 5 and the Forza games. So it'd be interesting. I mean, but yeah, I mean, it's basically like what to look forward to is like, so we got the Gears Tactics in some form, PC if you're a PC guy, and then we got the E3 stuff that's supposed to be Xbox's own conference. Then after that, it's whatever they announce from then on. I mean, besides that, it's mostly just third party and whatever else PlayStation has cooked up. If you're a PlayStation fan.
I am. I mean, they got Ghost of Tsushima and
Yeah, which is in the summer, which it seems like a weird time to release it, but
yeah.
I would have just made that a launch game at this point.
What about it's PS4 though?
Yeah. Then Last of Us 2. That's going out.
Oh yeah, Last of Us 2. That's why I'm forgetting. How can I
Yeah,
forget that?
yeah. It's kind of a bummer that Xbox is not ending on such a strong note like that.
Again,
But they
this is
usually, I mean, I agree, but they usually kind of make up for it somewhat in the launches because you usually have very strong launches.
Yeah,
So maybe that'll offset it in somehow.
I'm with you. It's interesting how it'll play out, especially since they're supporting the Xbox One for the next 1 to 2 years.
Hmm.
So they put it. So we'll we'll see how that output really works because technically, Halo Infinite's Xbox One title. So is
Yeah.
the next Forza we know is coming out. So
Hmm.
is you know there's quite a bit. I I don't know. We'll see. Like
Yeah, I mean, technically there are cross-gen titles. But like the way because I'll say launch just because like I just know they're gonna like look the best on the Series X. So most likely be the ideal way to play them outside of like PC. So it's gonna be like a showcase for most of those first-party titles, hopefully. And maybe even like secret stuff that they haven't shown. Like Iron Galaxy hasn't said anything about a Killer Instinct 2. They've been really denying it. I mean, hopefully that's a thing. Um, and maybe like hopefully they'll have a really good diverse lineup that like I said will make up for the kind of a bummer ending they have for this gen. So plus maybe even also like third party exclusivity stuff. Like like maybe they have some Sega exclusive that like a Vanquish 2 or something like that, some crazy stuff that have plus maybe like those potential studio acquisitions. Like I think there's like one or two there's still.
well, they've already announced they have 16 studios. They just haven't said who that 16th studio is right now.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to, the 16. That's interesting.
Yeah,
I People are saying it's Techland, but I don't know about that. What do you think?
I don't think it's Techland, but I think it's gonna because it has isn't Techland. They're on the stock exchange,
Polish.
right?
Yeah, I think they're
So they
They're
would
private
have
Polish,
to
right?
announce it. Like
public. Yeah.
if they were, it has to be a private company, or they would have had to announce to the stockholders that they had bought them.
Right, yeah. I'm still hoping it's either Asobo or People Can Fly. Those two are like the best ones they can probably get.
Yeah,
Outside of Japanese.
Asobo's what I heard is who they picked up
That
because
that,
they
that
are a private company.
yeah. They're in France too, so that
Yeah.
they will be getting a nice international presence over or around there.
They have a ton of studios. Microsoft has a ton of studios in Europe, so
Yeah. Is
it's
Mojang in the where's that one at? Is that in the
most of
US
them
now?
are in the UK.
Oh, Mojang.
Yeah,
Because I know Marcus Persson was he was I think he was European, was he? European or something? The guy who founded Mojang or Minecraft and stuff like that. You
so
should be an expert on this, Dustin.
it should be.
me,
One
me,
second, I'm trying to look it up now.
yeah, immediately look it up as well. Stockholm, Sweden. Yeah, so
Okay.
headquarters location, Mojang. Yeah, interesting. So they do have like a Swedish uh place. I mean, but I thought a lot of Minecraft stuff was developed here too in the U.S. And like in Redmond, which is interesting. I thought like they had like a branch that maybe they're doing like the Minecraft dungeons or something. I guess it's Mojang then. Maybe I should look that up so I won't look like a fool.
Yeah, do that.
Minecraft Dungeons developer.
It's Mojang.
It is the Mojang. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see them branch out more too. So like they're kind of it's still Minecraft, but they're it's like its own thing. So I hope to see Mojang do newer stuff as well. That's not just Minecraft. I mean, it's a big franchise, so it's probably unlikely, but it'd be
But
nice to
like,
see
I
them
wouldn't
doing.
consider Minecraft Dungeons to be like a sequel to Minecraft, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's its own thing. So but it's cool.
Yeah.
Also using Unreal Engine, which is so. Yeah, I guess it's because Microsoft. I was kind of debating, not debating, but like kind of talking about this in the reset era. But like, I was like, isn't it interesting that they're using Unreal Engine most of their developers? And like, somebody on the reset was like, well, it's not interesting. It just makes the development faster because if they have to make their own engines, it makes stuff like
Yeah, it slows
takes
everything down.
longer. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I know, but like, it is interesting compared to last gen, which like, I mean, I'm talking about the 60 era, where like
Yeah.
I mean, didn't have a huge amount of developers, but I mean, development studios, but they had their own tech. Like Fable was not always on Unreal Engine; it was on its own tech, and then Forza and Halo had their own. Um, I know some of the third party stuff was Unreal, but they didn't always have their own. I mean, they didn't always have dependency on Unreal, so it's just interesting. It's just kind of like observational stuff that I've had. Plus, in comparison to Sony and Nintendo, who have had their own engines, for the longest. Although they're kind of
Yeah.
switching slowly there too. Like Sony Bend, and Nintendo's had like Yoshi's World. I think it's like Unreal Engine, which is interesting. Or Yoshi's Woolly World. So. Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys want to move on to what we've been playing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
So, as people can see, I have just beat the frog boss. That's what I did. Been playing a little Ori while we've been podcasting.
Oh
Yes.
shit!
Yeah. So, the game looks gorgeous. It's still super tight controls. Hopefully, I know they were kidding. Well, hopefully they weren't kidding, but about a 120 frames per second version of Ori on
Yeah. Still a little salty. The Switch version still has like the updated frame rate
yeah.
compared to the. I hope they update that.
Wait, they got there's Will o' the Wisp on the Switch.
No.
No, the first one.
The
They
first
updated.
one runs well on the Xbox One. It does run at 60, but the background animations run at 30. And when they ported it over, they were able to get the background animations up to 60 on the Switch version.
So it's technically the better version
Yeah.
compared to the Xbox One X version or whatever, or one. I mean, it looks beautiful, 30. It has like a more like a Disney animation look in 30, but once you see Ori 2, it looks totally so much better that
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to go back.
All right, go ahead, Will.
No, it was Dustin. So sorry, he was
Okay.
playing.
What else have I been playing? I had a lot of friends pick up Animal Crossing, so I ended up buying that.
Nice.
So I've been playing a little bit
You got a
that on.
physical?
Huh?
You got a physical edition, or you got the
No,
digital?
digital for everything, sir. At this point.
Gotcha. Yeah, that seems like everyone's game of choice for these trying times.
I don't know. I don't understand that shit. I'm gonna be real.
I don't either.
Yeah, I'll never buy that game. Never.
I guess it's kind of like The Sims type of thing, but
It
like
is. It's similar to The Sims. It's like The Sims meets, what would it be? The Sims meets Stardew Valley.
Mm-hmm. Well, like
which is definitely not going to be for everybody, but
can you kill people in it?
Nope.
No, I don't want to play it there. Is there blood in it?
Nope.
Yeah,
All I mean,
good. Ain't no blood. You can't kill nobody.
I got killed by tarantula. But that's about it. Yeah, I got killed by tarantula.
Did you get pick up Doom?
I did not. I did download the original on the store though, so that I could give it a shot.
Mm.
Because
Yeah,
I had never played. Well, I played the original Doom. I hadn't played the new version of Doom.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I did pick up that Doom 64. That's the one I picked up recently instead of Doom Eternal. So
How
I'll
do you
probably
like
just
it?
wait. It was good, man. Cause I love the Doom 64 original. Like it was probably my first Doom game. Then after that, I played the Doom 3 that came to the Xbox, the OG Xbox, and other consoles. Um, but yeah, it's good. It still holds up. The sprites are like they're supposed pre-rendered and the kind of what's the name of it? It was like the sprites, but they're kind of smoothed it out, so it looks good. Um, but yeah, I mean it's definitely worth it. It's only like $4 or $5. I was like, hell, forget it. I'll buy that. Plus it's Doom. It's tied to the Doom canon, so it's cool to play them and kind of see where where the history was and kind of just relive it and stuff like that. But yeah, Doom Eternal, I'll probably just gonna wait for a second because I still haven't beaten the first one, to be honest with you. So there'll be no point in just diving into the second one, which I tend to do a lot.
But I think that's all I've played. Well,
All
I
right, go
played
ahead,
some
Will.
Bleeding Edge as well. I'll say not a lot, but I did
Bleeding
play
Edge.
some.
So, like, what do you want them to fix for like update for Bleeding Edge, Dustin? Like, what would you
There
like to
needs to
see?
be more balancing to it. I mean, I think it's fun. I honestly think it's better having the amount of characters it has in it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they had 50 characters, it would throw people off.
That's true.
So in the short term, I just think they're better off keeping it limited and adding people over time than trying. Because look, if Overwatch had released with 50 characters, like there would have been, it just wouldn't have been as
Would have been pandemonium.
polished. Because they had time to go, okay, how do we make these characters work first? And then they would go in and adjust it from there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, it's good to have like a core set of characters that you can like play around with first, because this is a good time to just kind of get into it and practice the mechanics and the basics and grind all the stuff you want out before they add all of this like new stuff. I know that's supposed to be with that dolphin character coming up soon.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with it and how they patch it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is like I do enjoy it as a game. I think it's a good game. And I know it's getting kind of review bombed a little bit, but at the same time, it's like if I know people are used to playing things that have already been fine tuned, like fucking Overwatch, and they're gonna instantly compare it. It's gonna be like, oh, man, Overwatch just has so much more. It's like, yeah, but
it's been out.
It's been out forever, and like if you gotta look at it the same way as Overwatch when it first started. Like it's
Plus, like I figure, like by the time like let's say like the Series X launches, that game is gonna get like a ton of awesome updates. That's gonna practically be like the full like a brand new game. Like it's gonna have like maybe they add more mechanics and fighters and levels. They'll fix the boost like the speed of the game, whatever. So maybe add achievements. So yeah, I mean it's one of those games that it's like a Sea of Thieves, State of Decay situation where like.
So you said they made the same mistake again?
I mean, it's not a bad. It's a solid game, so it's nothing really wrong with it. It's just the content is maybe like some
I
little
felt like
nitpicks.
that was the complaint about Sea of Thieves. That was the complaint about State of Decay at the beginning. Was the content? I mean, it's a solid foundation, but the content like can they not have some self awareness? See,
Yeah, I suppose in that regard,
they,
yeah, Yeah, I suppose in that regard, yeah, you're right. It does have those same like issues. Um, but that's to be expected with these games and service games now. Like it's like
That's a
they're
good point.
yeah, they're
And
reviewed like
this
low.
isn't a $60 game either.
Yeah, that's too. Yeah,
Like it's fucking $30, and most people that are going to be playing it aren't even paying that. They're paying for a Game Pass subscription, and they got a new
Yeah,
yeah. It's interesting.
yeah,
Same price as Ori. We think
yeah.
about it. And State of Decay when it first. So it's not really marketed like some sort of big budget Overwatch, but I think over time its value will add up. And, um, I think people are forgiving with certain types of games like these that they'll give it some time, they'll play it, and then maybe they'll go back to it at some point. Like Sea of Thieves was like it's fucking amazing what it offers now. Like I might not
Yeah.
be a huge fan of it, but like I can recognize that it's definitely like what the ideal Sea of Thieves fan would want.
yeah. All right. Well, I'll take your word for it, sir.
No, I'm just saying.
I'll take your word for it, man. I want. Look, if they're gonna do this with these games, Halo, right?
Mhm.
I don't want when Halo Infinite to come out for me to be like, well, man, it's dope. I just wish there was more. I feel like they left. I don't want it to be the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they
Halo's
should be
not going to have the
treated.
same issue because Halo's been in
Well, what I'm
development for
saying is
forever.
that they should be treating every single game that they put out that comes out of Xbox Studios like Halo.
Mhm.
And I think that's just what the problem is. They need to be treating everything like
Except
that, and that
not
so
every
they're
game's going to be a Halo. Like Bleeding Edge is a fucking like a 10-man team that's just been bullshitting on a game. Like it's not the same. Like
I feel like
it's you
I
can't
understand that.
like
I
no, but that's
understand
what I'm
that,
saying. But if
but
we expect like every time
they
Bleeding
can make
Edge come like a Bleeding Edge style game comes out, like I think you're more on point when it comes to let's say like Sea of Thieves because it was in development, or but and it was a $60 game when it released. Like it's
yeah,
Well,
understandable.
I don't mean that. I don't mean that it needs as much content as Halo. I mean that it needs to it needs to be to live up to expectations at least is what I'm saying. That's all I mean by that is it needs to at least live up to its own expectations. If it's a $30 game, it needs to be enough there for a $30 game. If it's $60 game, it needs to be enough there for it. And then for a Halo, I mean, you're going to expect a lot more out of Halo than you
Yeah,
would see if these, and they're both the same price. But I'm also expect, when CFDs came out, when I played the alpha, there wasn't much more there in the main game when it first launched than it was in the alpha. You know what I mean? So like if CFDs launched what it has right now at $60, it would we wouldn't be shitting on it, or not. I don't want to say we people wouldn't be shitting on it the way they do now and saying how it's a bad game when it's
yeah, I agree.
absolutely not that. And
Yeah.
I probably would have played it way more.
Mhm.
But I also play games like CFDs like that. I don't really care about cosmetics, so the thought of playing a game just to look different doesn't really appeal to me. I play the games to for unlocking like different types of weapons and shit like that, and
Yeah.
uh, 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 ranks and stuff like that. That kind of shit. See if thieves don't have a lot of that a lot of the stuff like Destiny. I like Destiny kind of unlock stuff like that. But anyway, like I don't want to go off on a long tangent about it, but just like I said, like Halo and Gears and CFDs all have different expectations, but they all need to live up to those expectations. That way, they're not fucking 60 rated games and shit. Because if people are expecting, I think Gears is a fine example. It had everything there that we expected it to, and it scored very very well. I mean, did it maintain a multiplayer base like Gears 4 did? No, but the single player was so good, and it lived up to expectations. Where maybe 4 fell short a little bit. That no one really cared about how many people stayed on the multiplayer. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, Halo Infinite. I think it's gonna have like a solid base, and they're just gonna keep adding to it. Probably just like add more
yeah, but
maps.
that base got to be so solid, bruh.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
can't fuck up Halo 5 or Halo
yeah.
5, Halo Infinite. They can't fuck this one up because as much as I love Halo 5, I see the flaws in it. I have to take the fanboy out of myself to say there was some stuff there that they did wrong as a Halo fan that I have to acknowledge. Like, I mean, it's mainly story. Like, I love the multiplayer, but I do see like the ground pound and like some other stuff, and you'll have to. I'll fight you on the sprint. Like, I'll fight on the sprint. But there's some stuff there that
Yeah.
I understand that they can. But I also don't think that the core game mechanics have to change so much when they could just have like game types where stuff's different. Like if you go and play Call of Duty, they have a Call of Duty ranked mode, or if you play PUBG, there's a PUBG. I forgot what their thing's called, but it's like a PUBG League or whatever, where there's no bombs, like the red
Mhm.
zone's not there. And that you can have an MLG mode or whatever the hell it's called now, where there's no sprint or there's no this or whatever without having to change the core mechanics of the base game for everybody else. Not everybody that plays Halo and everybody that plays PUBG wants to play like the guy that's on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mhm.
think I think that base is bigger than the people who are watching Twitch streams, in my opinion. And a more casual fan, it's not watching fucking Twitch streams. They want to play the game that they played, 15 years ago or however long ago it was.
Yeah, I hear you. I played that PUBG. What was that Battle Zone thing? It sucks, man. It's not that good because
Was that the team deathmatch?
yeah, it's seen that because it's in first
I like that
person.
shit.
Well, it's in first person, and the game doesn't feel right for me, and like it doesn't feel right as a first person game. It just feels weird. Like you feel kind of detached from your character. Like I don't know.
Well,
It doesn't look right. Like you have to like tuck in some stuff to make
I
it feel right.
always said that they had the best stuff. PUBG did when they were doing like the weekly weekend events, and
Hmm.
like they had like one week they did an 8-person squad for like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it was all 8-person squads. That was dope. Or they had 50 versus 50 one weekend, or they had they had like all these different modes, but they would go away. Like they
The way
never made.
the way
Yeah,
it
they. I
changed.
hate that way they just like took the modes away. Like this is something that could like if I wanted to do 8-person squads because I knew 7 other dudes like or 6-man squads or whatever they did.
Hmm.
I just felt like they fucked that up. Or they would do what you're talking about. They would do a team deathmatch like that, and it would be third person. It'd be just like the regular game. But
Yeah.
now they make this mode, the arcade mode or whatever you want to call it, and they don't even give you an option when the majority of the people who play this game don't even play it in first
Mhm.
person. But the reason why that mode is first person is because the MLG or the I don't even know what they call their shit. It's like PUBG something. I forgot what it's called. But they play it in first person. Like
Yeah,
that's how they play it.
that's a bad reason to do it because like not everybody plays it like that. Plus, like there's nothing really tied to that mode as far as like progression for your character, which I kind of wish they kind of made it more rewarding. They didn't even add in achievements for that. Like they just like they haven't added achievements in a long time. Like they need to really update that stuff. I mean, although they did have an update recently where they added the red dots and to the Tommy gun, which is pretty awesome. Like it's such a good gun now, and the ump is a lot more. They buffed it up some. It
It
took
needed to
out.
be buffed up.
Yeah, it was all right, but it was not the same as when they first came out with when it had the 9 mil.
Yeah, it's way better gun.
Yeah, plus they
It
took
doesn't
out.
make sense because 45 is way stronger than 9 millimeter. The ammo, the real and
Right.
real life.
Yeah, the Vector used to be 45 too, right?
Yeah, the Vector was a way better gun when it was 45, and then it went to 9 millimeter. It's trash, and then the
No,
goes to 45.
no, dude, the Vector's pretty. It's still amazing right now. Like it's on the 9
Shit,
mil.
when I used it on PC, that shit was ass juice. But I mean, it could just
I
be me
mean,
being being bad
really.
at the game.
No, I don't say that, but like, yeah. Also, they took out some crate guns. They took out the shotgun, the automatic shotgun, the big one. And I forgot the other gun's name, but it's like the
Talk about the LMG or the
I think
Groza. The Groza's
I
not
think
in there anymore, is it?
yeah, I think it's still in it. I think it's the M24 or something. No, not M24. That's the sniper rifle, right?
Yeah, the
Um,
M24 or something. It's got
yeah, I
another
saw that.
number after. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's still pretty crazy, but they nerfed it some, and it's like a kind of a rare weapon, I guess. I mean, it's pretty crazy, but I like I like the addition because it's not you don't always
Spice
have
it up a little bit.
yeah because like um if his crate weapons are only accessible through there, then it's like you want to add more interesting things to even if it's kind of an overpowered gun, like you can play smart and they don't always win if you have an overpowered gun. You still have to use your tactics and stuff. So yeah, there's that. So I mean, the noise update is I actually like it. Unfortunately, they took out Miramar because it kept crashing. I don't know why they keep putting that stupid map in there again. They just fucking take it out, redo it, and make it smaller because Miramar is like huge. It's way too big. So just tuck it in.
I didn't realize they took out Chinook.
Oh, you mean
Or
Vikendi?
not
I mean, well, they took out Vikendi.
Vikendi. Yeah, not Chinook. Vikendi.
Yeah, I think they might save it for next season, which is pretty lame. It's like more spring looking because then every stage kind of looks similar at some point. But Vikendi was one of the best maps. I really wish they didn't do that, but they still, I guess, I guess they're still treating it as an early access game at this point, which is sad.
I don't see the reason to play pub anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people are actually leaving because there's a lot of cheating even on the consoles. Like there's like mods that somehow they find that like you get everybody's information, where everybody is, and plus like the people using the Zim mouse and
Yeah.
keyboard, and they don't even do anything about it because they don't really care. They just want as long as people still buy their shit, and that's why I'm not paying any more money for that game. Like maybe I'll buy a battle pass here or there, but I'm not buying anything else from that game.
Well, to me, it's not even about them. What is it? About them not like. It's not about like hackers or cheats and shit. It's at this point that game still runs like ass on console.
Yeah.
It just does. It's. They've had time. They didn't fix it, and
It's been like 3 years now. 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than it would launch, but that's
Oh,
not
it's way
saying
better.
much. And I hate to say, Call of Duty came out and made a better fucking version of PUBG.
Yeah.
Like, in almost
Yeah,
every
Twice.
sense of the word.
Twice.
it has to be
Twice.
it has to be 60 frames, man. Like, because 30 is it's tough. It's tough to play this game at 30. I mean, it's workable, but when you go from Apex to this or Call of Duty to this, it's rough, man. It's
Did you
really rough.
download the Call of Duty?
I've seen people play it.
Oh,
but
you said Call of Duty. This I was wondering if you
that's about
downloaded
it.
that shit.
No, it looks kind of weird though the way they play it. It looks like they're like the animations look kind of stiff and like I don't know. It just doesn't look quite right. Like, but I mean, it does look fun though. The guns look pretty awesome, and it's kind of your Call of Duty Battle Royale. Is it similar to like was it the third one, Black Ops, where they had like similar kind of a PUBG-ish thing going on, or is it like different? Like that, because it's Battle Royale, both of them.
Well, it's different. It's different. It's its own thing. Let's just say it that way. It really isn't. You can't really compare it to. I mean, it's a battle royale, yeah.
Yeah.
But it isn't. It isn't any. It's not anything like the. I don't even remember what the other Call of Duty was called, man.
Oh, I
It's
think
it's
Black
its
Ops 3, right? Because Black Ops 3 had like special
not
abilities
Black
too.
Ops 3. I don't think it's Black Ops 3. It
Or was
was.
it 4? Like,
Yeah, it may have been 4. And it was called Blackout.
Blackout. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, because that one had like a battle royale with like. Then they have like, or maybe am I bugging? Was it a battle royale or did it have its own? Or was it just its own multiplayer?
No, it was a
It had
battle.
both.
It had both.
Both?
It
Yeah.
was both.
Okay.
And I saw it had. It had no single player. Remember?
Are people still playing
Yeah.
that game?
Yeah.
I think
There's
so.
still people playing.
Wow.
But yeah, it's just its own thing, and it's pretty unique because the way that like when you get killed in this game, like you got go to a 1v1 and that's how you come back. Like you 1v1
Yeah.
somebody who's died, and whoever
Oh
wins
yeah,
gets to come back to.
you're like in a
So
prison or
it's
something,
pretty,
right?
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, PUBG doesn't have like any revival mechanics. Like, it kind of
You
sucks.
don't need it. It really doesn't need it though.
Yeah, but it just makes it more interesting. I think. Like maybe have yours like
Uh,
set like a syringe that like um I don't know. I don't want to say brings you back to death, but like you're able to at least fend for yourself while like something's happening and you're down. Something like that. Like like a stim or something.
you can't. I think the core mechanics of PUBG is what makes the game so great. The problem with it is the engine is so bad.
Yeah, I think they should
That's
add
the
more
only
stuff
problem.
too. Like they should add like a roll and like a wall hug or something. That would be pretty awesome.
A wall hug would you kind of like how
Like
Call of Duty does.
Gears. Well, like the way Gears and the Division does it. Like you like tactically place where you want to wall hug. That'd be pretty awesome.
I haven't played Division. I
No,
know
it's like
mainly Call of Duty.
like Gears. Like Gears when you
Yeah, popping the pop and
yeah
shoot shit.
yeah that'll be pretty awesome.
Nah, they don't need that. They can't have that in there. Can you imagine if they had that shit in there? How hard it would be kill people now, like hiding behind some shit.
I mean, it'll be the same. You just kind of have the option, just to be able to
Nah,
you know
somebody
sh-
be fucking steady
blind.
on that thing with no recoil,
Well, it would help
tearing your
because
ass up.
that way you could blind fire. That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, good point. All right, well, let's talk about what we've been playing eventually now. One of us, whoever's going to be.
Well,
Did
that's
you
all
already
right.
go,
We
Will?
already did. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what we kind
Oh,
of
I
just.
didn't. Oh, I didn't. Well, let me go then. Y'all both went. Let me go. I didn't realize you were still talking about what you've been playing. Well,
Oh
let
no,
me go.
I just been playing. Like, I'll go real quick. Apex Legends, Bleeding Edge, PUBG. I actually went back to Titanfall too because I love Apex so much, and I was
I
like,
seen
man,
you. I seen you playing this shit.
yeah, I never 100%ed it, but yeah, the game is so good, man. It's like, man, I really hope EA wakes up and be like, listen, we gotta do Titanfall 3, and we gotta tie in, Apex into Titanfall with like a pilot character, and then make also like a multiplayer Titanfall, like free to play, like multiplayer too on top of that. So that'd be fucking awesome, man. They gotta definitely um, raise the profile of that franchise again. Um, and the music is so good in Titanfall. It's like a mix of like RoboCop and like Matrix. It's really amazing. Um, like I said, Doom 64, State of Decay 2. I actually played Aliens vs Predator on Back and Pack because that was on sale. Pretty fun, especially if you're an Aliens fan. And a little bit of Division 2. That's it's very appropriate during these trying times. That and State of Decay, those are definitely like a good apocalypse games to try to live in the moment. um, but yeah, that's it for me. Go ahead, Steph. Sorry.
No, you fine. You fine. You fine. I'm gonna be even quicker than that. Say it real quick. I'm gonna be even quicker than you. I've been playing Call of Duty.
yep.
Call of
Eh,
Duty.
Yeah, man.
Free.
But I've been playing it a little differently because I've been playing with a bunch of like YouTubers and stuff, and I gotta give a couple dudes some little shout outs or whatever. They look, some of them better than I thought. Some of them not so good. They kind of terrible. But I went in there and I was smacking their ass around. Look, I'm just gonna say I represent Xbox Uncut when I'm in there,
That's
Yeah.
great.
and I'm at the top of the leaderboards. I mean, maybe
Nice.
not every match because sometimes I get tired. But when I'm in there and we playing customs, I mean we're playing against each other. And when everybody sees you get that slow mo kill at the end, and it's like a 4 kill chain or a 3 kill chain to end the game, like every single time. Feels great.
That's hilarious. That reminds me, we gotta make
Feel-
like some sort of clan for all the games we play. Vision,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, you need to get Call of Duty and come play with your boy.
it's a
With you,
lot
with you.
of gigs, man. I don't know if I can spare the gigs. It's like 100 something
You should
gigs.
have bought it when it was on sale for $38, man.
Yeah, it was on sale, right? Oh, so if you have the full game, you don't have to download it, right?
If you have the full game, what?
You don't have to download any extra like
It's 20,
mode.
like 20
It's
gigs.
still
Uh,
it's still a big download. The game itself is a big game.
yo, you know it's a big game. Like Quantum Break is at least 150 gigs or more. That's
Quantum
amazing.
Break.
Quantum Break on Xbox One X because
Oh,
you
it's
got
because if
the
you choose to
cutscenes.
download the TV shows, you
Yeah.
can choose to stream them. You don't, and then it's not that big.
Well, even the main files. Yeah. Plus, and Assassin's Creed, what's the Odyssey? Oh my god, that is like 100. At least I think 100 something gigs too, because that all the expansions all together. Dear God, that is fucking huge. That game.
Yeah, but I ain't got that game. I ain't got.
So
Actually,
don't.
you know what? I do have that game. I take that back.
Yeah, just look at the gigs, man, and like you're probably gonna lose at least
Well,
like
wait, no, I don't got that one. I got the one before that one.
Origins.
Yes,
Yeah, that one's
whatever
not bad. That's not bad
the
either.
the first one that was like the RPG one, and then
Yeah.
there was the next one, which everybody was like, "Oh, this one's great. This is the one." And
Then they
I
stopped
was
playing
like,
it after that.
"Fuck! I should have fucking I should have waited another one."
Yeah,
That's
man.
right. There was there Assassin's Creed last year.
No, not that I know of. Unless it was like
That's
a,
right.
unless it was a remaster or something.
Yeah, oh yeah, it probably was a remaster last year. That may have been. They may.
Yeah.
I think they did a remaster. One of those old. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, that's really all I've been playing. You ready to talk about a little bit of media stuff? A little
Yeah.
TV, a little movie.
You said
All
you
right,
saw
real
The
quick.
Invisible Man. I played.
Yes, I saw The Invisible Man. It's basically New Age Hollow Man. Have you ever seen Hollow Man with Kevin
Yeah.
Bacon?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's not the same exact movie because they're it's not like you're not he's the man. Well, he is a scientist, but you're not stuck on like in one. It's you're moving around, but it's a really good movie for what I paid for it. And I really enjoyed it. I was expecting it not to be good because the woman in it is the same woman from The Handmaid's Tale, and she has the same facial expressions for crying and being sad and looking depressed as she does in that TV show if you've ever watched it. And she did a good job. It was really good. It was a really good movie. And it was like it's very very like you think it's going to be violent the whole movie and nothing happens until something happens and when that happens the rest of the movie is like super fucking bloody and crazy and
Is it?
it's is it what
No, I'm just saying it's super bloody. It's awesome.
it wasn't for like a good 45 50 minutes and then the last 25 minutes of the movie was a lot of blood and it was I was not expecting it to be that because I mean you watched something for almost an hour and no one gets like crazy hurt or anything or there's no blood really. I mean maybe a little bit of contact but nothing crazy and then all of a sudden it's just like oh shit the fuck you know what I mean. But yeah, I watched that and also watched oh fuck! It slipped my mind. I'm getting old. Hunter X Hunter. I've been watching Hunter X Hunter. Uh, Show made by the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho. Apparently, this was the one that everybody loves, and so I'm trying to get into it. I'm about like I want to say 12 to 15 episodes in because it's on Netflix and it's dubbed on Netflix right now. It's not on Funimation because it's not a Funimation anime. I don't know who does it, but for some reason it's not on there.
What's it
So
about?
Hunter X Hunter.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out, but it so far it's a young child like every anime, and he's going through this course to get his hunter's license. And I haven't figured out what they're hunting, and they haven't showed what they're hunting yet. I'm assuming it's like monsters or something like that. So I'm still working my way through the TV show, but most of it's backstory and the license trial and shit. So, but it's decent. It's a decent show. I mean, it could get dramatically better, but you know, and I think that's pretty much it. There's a couple other things I watch. I'll just give a slight shout out. Won't say much about it. The show with Jason Momoa, or how the fuck he says his last name,
Mhm.
on Apple TV. It's decent. It's called C. It's decent. If you have it, but I'm not saying you need to subscribe to get it. If you have it, check it out. But if you don't have it, it's okay so far. 3 episodes.
Is that way he's like blind or something? Or...
Yeah, what the premise of the TV show is, everybody was blonde until no one was blonde. So like they had kids, and then the kids wasn't blonde, and they could see.
All right, that sounds
So
alright.
yeah, like no one. Yeah, like I mean, a whole bunch, full kingdoms of people, a bunch of people, everyone's blonde, and then eventually, somebody had a kid, and then people starting developing vision. It's weird. It's weird, but it's good. It's like blonde Game of Thrones, because a lot of politics and stuff like that, and so. But it's pretty much it. I'm sure there's another movie I watched that I forgot about. Oh, I watched fucking Outbreak. With all this Corona shit going on, I watched Outbreak.
Oh yeah, that's on Netflix,
'Cause
right?
it's the not Mel Gibson, Morgan Freeman movie.
Yeah, is that
It's
Kevin
got
Spacey?
yeah, Kevin Spacey's in it. Someone else is in it. There's like a lot. Oh, what's Cuba Gooding Jr. is in it.
Yeah, yeah.
So someone else is in it. It's like, and one more actor. I
George
can't
Clooney?
think.
Or no?
No, no, there's someone else in it that I can't think of. But yeah, man, I forgot about that movie. I watched it when I was way younger.
Excuse
Dustin
me.
Hoffman.
But yeah. So what?
Is it Dustin Hoffman?
I'm not sure. I'm not very familiar with the actor, so I don't. But yeah, it's still a good movie. It's a good watch in this time.
How close was it to what's going on now?
Uh, not close at all, because the
Wasn't like
virus or
Ebola or
whatever that.
something?
Yeah, it's more like a Ebola, but it's something that kills pretty quick, because it seems like you died in like 20 or 36 hours. You
Is
died.
is this the one where it came from the monkey?
I think that's the
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time though, so it would probably be like seeing it again, like new, if I see it again.
Yeah, it was like an HD and shit, so it looked real like cool. It was funny. But I love watching Morgan Freeman being in a role where he gets to tell people what to do. It's really great.
Yeah, that's
But
funny.
it's definitely a good movie though. A lot more uh gruesome than I remember, like bloody and shit. I remember it being so bloody and gruesome
Wasn't it PG
when I was.
13?
I don't see how. A lot of dead bodies in that movie.
Oh, I guess it was R then. Totally forgot.
A lot of dead bodies in the movie. But when they start doing like fucking, I guess the monkey becomes like a puppet in a couple scenes. It's so funny how they fucking, like, the animation's so bad. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I think World War Z would be a good movie to watch now to see like, so you can see like how much worse it can get.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh, it's a good movie. I mean,
Said
it's
World War Z?
World War
Yeah.
Z.
What you
Yeah.
said? Oh, I thought you said War of the Worlds. War of the
No.
Worlds or
Oh
whatever.
no.
Nah, I've seen World War Z, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Nah, that's probably gonna hold up pretty good.
yeah. The Fast
I'll tell you
Zombies and
what,
shit.
another movie I watched, it wasn't very recently, but it was when I was on vacation. I watched the Nick Cage movie where the world's ending or whatever. You seen that?
Oh, he's done so many. I don't even
It's
know.
like the one where there's his kid opens there's like a time cap opening up, and there's like a page, and it's got all these numbers on it, and he's like a scientist, and he figures out that all the numbers are like dates of like national events, or not national events, like
Is that
national
about
crises.
what is it, the 2012 or whatever?
No, it's not 2012, but it's like no, it's similar but not really. Like there's this piece of paper, it's got all these numbers on it, and the numbers are dates when there's a national crisis and how many people die or whatever. And he finds it in his kid's time capsule at the school, and it was like 60 or something years old, and it had like 9/11 on there and a bunch of other shit. And then one day something crazy happens, and it was exactly right, and he's like freaking out. And that's what the movie's about. You figure, I don't want to spoil it if somebody wants to watch it, but I mean, it's an old ass movie. Can I spoil it? Y'all care?
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's aliens, man. It was aliens. Aliens the whole time.
That's
Yeah,
a
man.
weird. That's a weird.
The
way
world gets destroyed at the end of the movie. In the movie, everybody dies, and then aliens take 2 people and his
That, that,
kids. It takes them.
that is a weird direction to take it. I was expecting like
What's it
time
called
travel.
again? What's the movie?
I don't fucking remember. Just type in Nicolas Cage numbers. let me Google it. Let's find it.
He's had like a billion movies lately, man. And none of them are like any good. Like,
This is pretty old. This is like 2000 and like 9 or some shit like that. 2010 probably.
yeah, so it's like one of those forgettable movies like that might actually be good.
Well, I actually wanted to say it because I like I know like people talk shit about Nicolas Cage, but I actually like some of his movies because I'm a big fan of fuck, what's it called? The one where he's like a history buff guy and it goes to
National Treasure.
yeah, I love those 2 movies. I love those.
I haven't seen those yet.
They're good movies.
Yeah, I've never seen those.
They're
Yeah,
not-
they're
they're-
great
so-
movies. I didn't realize they were Disney movies though. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, I remember they're
No,
on the Disney
yeah.
Plus. Yeah, I didn't know that too. I remember I just saw them on Plus. I'm like, oh, that's that. That makes sense. I mean, I always thought of them as like they were like kind of just like discount Indiana Jones movies in the U.S.
A little
But-
bit, but they're still really good.
Yeah, I'll check them out.
They're more than worth the watch if you like history.
Yeah. I guess what I've been watching is I finished the season 3 of Outlander, which is such a good series on Netflix. Really good. I highly recommend it. It's like a more drama history style thing. I mean, there's some action in it, but it's really good. I highly recommend it. And also like I was just curious. I was watching some like YouTube videos of like the most violent, like it just comes in my feed somehow, and it's the most violent anime stuff. And I saw this one called my eye, called Violence Jack. You ever heard of that one?
No, tell me about it, please,
So
sir.
oh my god, it's a crazy fucking it's about like some.
Where'd you watch it at?
Well, I saw it on YouTube because I was no other way to see it. I don't know if it's just because it's banned or if it's just maybe it's on Funimation. I'm not sure. It's like I know it's weird. It's about like some earthquake or that happens in Japan or something. And like there's a society underground that is trapped, and then they a bunch of and they're split up into different like factions. One is a bunch of men, one is a bunch of models, and one is almost like a biker gang or something like. It's pretty fucked up. One group is like a bunch of like rapists and shit, and they like start raping the models, and but then there's like in between all that, there's like some sort of demonic entity or some sort of vengeance entity that like
This is called what now?
Violence Jack.
Violence Jack, and this is
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah, it's
How long are the episodes?
it's a whole OVA. It's an animated movie. I think it's
Oh, it's a movie.
Yeah, I think there was a series before this, like an older one, but then they made like a version. But it's not even that old. It's not that new. It's like an 80, maybe late 80s or something.
Okay.
But
All
it shows
right,
some
so I
stuff
got an update real quick. The movie is called Knowing, and it came out in 2009.
Knowing. Okay, I'll check
Knowing.
it out. I gotcha.
I mean, I'm not saying this. You may not like it. I thought the ending was like super, like,
M. Night Shyamalan.
yeah. I was like, okay, but so everyone dies.
Oh,
Great.
Man.
I mean, it doesn't show everyone die. I don't even remember what happens. Oh yeah, I remember what happens now. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I won't tell you exactly what happens or how it happens, because he sends his kid off to the aliens. The aliens. Yeah, I couldn't send my 10-year-old kid to an alien that's like they start getting like naked. Like I'm pretty sure they get naked, even though they're not like they go from fully clothed to like naked, like alien skin and shit. Like
It was like a disturbing ending.
I don't know if I don't know if you can't go, man. Weirdos. But yeah, they took one boy and one girl so they can repopulate the world, man.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like whenever they do shit like that, I always say like you realize that when he has sex with this girl and they have a baby, like what they do then? They have another baby and then those babies grow up and then they have sex with each other and their brother and
Yeah,
sister.
I
They
always
repopulate. That's how
wonder.
they
Yeah,
repopulate.
I always wonder how we've repopulated after so much
I
crap
mean,
we've gone through. So it's probably various ways.
Yeah.
I mean, if you believe
Go
the
ahead,
biblical
Dustin.
text, like it's kind of the same thing, sir.
Yeah.
Like,
So you saying it's always been incest?
I mean,
The
did God
Pornhub's
create
okay?
anybody other than Adam and Eve?
Pornhub's okay. They had it right.
Just saying, God created more than Adam and Eve. He didn't,
I don't know,
not
bro.
according to
I don't
text.
know.
Like that
I
man,
ain't never read that stuff.
he everybody just came from them two.
But anyway,
It gets weird anytime you have anything like that. It's just like
yes, I understand.
Go ahead, Will.
No. Well, with the Violent Jack thing, so yeah, I mean, it's some crazy stuff in that anime, man. Like some woman's like killing a bunch of kids, and then like lady girls getting raped, and then like.
Well, don't spoil it now.
Well, I gotta give you some juicy info of that.
Is it animated well? Is it done well? Like, how's it look?
Well, it's like late '80s animation, so it animates. It's what you would expect from like late '80s. I mean, it's old looking, but it's the actual art style is pretty good. Yeah, so like the vengeance person creature or whatever is basically killing all the people that are evil or just did violent acts and shit and are scummy. So and so it's interesting. I would recommend it if you want to see some fucked up shit and a really crazy looking, crazy story. Um, besides that, anime wise, yeah, I've watched some other late '80s stuff like Robot Carnival, like stuff that I've watched back in the day when I was watching like Sci-Fi Channel and they had all those
I've
cool
never seen
anime.
Robot Carnival.
It's pretty amazing, like the animation that you'll see in that. It's basically like an anthology of stories and including like that have to do with robots and stuff. It's quite amazing. I would definitely recommend. There's only one that I wasn't really like a huge fan of. It's a little too artsy. It's called Cloud or something. But yeah, the animation is insane. Yeah. Besides that, I think I talked about it before. I saw Demon City Shinjuku, which is the classic. I mean, it's a good anime, but I feel like that needed like a whole series because it kind of rushes through um, a bunch of stuff that I think it's based off books or like a manga or something like that. Um, what else did I watch anime wise? I saw a little
It
bit
doesn't
of
have to be anime. Anything that was worth
yeah,
talking about.
yeah, it was just a bunch of stuff. I was watching a little bit more of I was trying to catch myself up again with Knights of Sidonia, which is still good. I recommend watching that on Netflix. It's a 3D anime. It looks you would think it looks weird, but it actually they pull it off pretty well. It looks like exactly like a 3D animation look. It's about like mech suits fighting like this weird cancerous like looking entity slash like I don't know like alien thing. It's a super weird story, but it's interesting. Besides that, what else? I was watching some other anime too that was similar to like RoboCop, but it I forget the name of it. I'll have to look it up. But it's like late '80s. It's like about some guy that gets killed and he gets rebuilt. Um, I totally forgot the name of it. It escapes me. I'll probably remember it.
Yeah, just come back next week with it. Come back next week.
Yeah, I'll come back next week. But that's pretty much. Oh yeah, I was watching Altered Carbon too. Season.
How's it? Is it?
Um.
I started the first season, like the first 4 episodes, I think. I
Yeah.
just forgot about it, honestly.
Well, It's okay. I mean, I don't like the Anthony Mackie version of the same character. Maybe I'll warm up to it the more I watch it, but it's not the same. Like it just doesn't. I mean, I like Anthony Mackie, but like I feel like it's not a role that fits him. Like I feel like maybe like I don't know, like some other like actor, like maybe like I don't know, Idris Elba or something. I don't know, but it's like it doesn't seem like to fit him. I don't know. It just doesn't. It didn't like seem right. But like maybe I don't know. Like I said, I'll keep watching it and see if like I'll enjoy it with him
You
as
should
like the main
watch.
character.
You should watch Hunted. You need to
Hunted.
watch it. Yeah, Amazon Prime.
Okay, yeah, I haven't watched Amazon Prime in a while. I'm still looking.
Definitely would recommend it, sir. I forgot to mention that. I finished it, and it's fucking amazing. It's one of the best shows I watched this year. It's fucking great. Al Pacino, shout out to that guy. Great guy.
Oh, okay, he's in that one. Okay,
hmm You
gotcha.
wouldn't even know it was him until you knew it was him. He's so old.
Is that like a detective story or something?
No, they're hunting Nazis.
Nazis.
Watch
Uh,
it. Trust me.
I think you said monsters for a second.
No, I said it's called Hunted.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Nazis. All right. What about you, there, Dustin?
I'm trying to think. I've been watching The Office, the U.S. version.
Wait, have you never seen it?
Nope, I've never
You
watched it.
motherfucker!
Yeah, so I'm binging through that.
How you
I
gonna
was
let
like,
a black man watch that before you? Come on.
"You're black."
Yeah, black as fuck, bro. I just gotta tone it down for the show.
Yeah.
Off air, man. Hey, shit, off air. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a good. I love that show. Go ahead, go ahead. What do you think about it? How far in are you?
I'm like season 5 now.
That's pretty good.
Who do you hate and who do you love?
Dwight makes the show work for the first 4
Yeah,
seasons.
yeah, he's
I mean, everybody loves Jim because Jim's funny and he's the comedy. But if it wasn't for Dwight, Jim wouldn't be shit. Like,
Sure.
uh,
So who do you hate though?
Mike.
Mike? You don't like Mike?
He's he's the one like character that doesn't really evolve. So it's just kind of like whatever with this character. It's getting better like in the
You have
like
to
season
watch
4 or
it more.
5.
He does evolve. He
No. Like
gets
he's
more.
getting a lot better. But I'm talking about if I'm giving like a season by season. Like the first like 3 seasons, he's kind of just like he's a never changing annoying kind of character. But once you get into like season 4 and he like him and what was it Jan have their
his
shit
wife.
going on, like it yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah,
I love Jen. Oh man, that's some shit that happens for her. That's great. Great show, man. And
yeah.
for it to only be 30 minutes to get so much out of it, it's so like so good. So good.
It's not on Netflix anymore, right? It's on something else.
I think it's on
Uh,
Hulu now, I believe.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not sure. It's always on Comedy Central though.
yeah.
They play it all day long.
Yeah, I usually catch like random episodes of it. It's always pretty
Have
funny.
you seen it, Will?
The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't follow it sequentially though, so I didn't watch it like as it came out. I just watched like random episodes and stuff like that when they came on when I had
All right, so I'm here
cable.
talking shit, and I'm just going to tell you, Will. I just watched it, like 2 years ago. I want to say it's been now, maybe that. No, I was at work in the office at an office meeting with my bosses. Now I was talking to these people, and I was like, I think I'm gonna watch The Office. Is it good, y'all? And that was the white people looked over at me. They said, "Are you kidding me? It's the greatest show ever. You need to watch that shit." And I was like, "All right, bro, whatever. We'll see." See, I always heard it wouldn't be funny for me because I wouldn't understand the comedy. And man, I was wrong. I love that TV show. It's pretty good. If you've ever seen Parks and Rec, some people like Parks and Rec better. It's kind of the same show, but in different settings, I guess.
I've
Apparently,
seen little pieces of it, but I mean, I keep hearing it's good. And that's the one with Chris Pratt, right?
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty funny. I'll check that out.
Yeah, they said that too. Anything else, Dustin?
Uh, I finished watching episode 10 of Star Trek Picard. That is not shown. It is not Star Trek. It is like the weirdest fucking ending for a Star Trek show. Like, it's not bad sci-fi, but it's definitely not Star Trek. Like, it's just
Yeah, I keep hearing it's gone a little bit downhill, like after the episode or so. I don't know,
I'm not
like
gonna
it went a
spoil it,
different direction
but
or whatever.
That's the
yeah,
one with
it's
where dude came back, right?
Yeah,
You
that's correct.
yeah, he came back, right?
Yeah, I guess it's like
That's-
its own thing, and then like it's like a spin-off pretty much.
I've never been a Star Trek guy. I was a Star Wars guy and a Star Wars guy late in life. So
Well, I was more of a next generation person, and then I saw like the earlier ones. I don't know if I saw it at the same time or after that. I wasn't like a huge fan of the first Star Trek series, but I did kind of enjoy some episodes. But yeah,
yeah.
it's
The
more
original
like the new
series, I'm not
generation.
a huge fan of. I like the movies, but just not the
Yeah,
television
yeah,
show.
the movies were good too. I like the one where they get the whale, the humpback
Yeah,
whale. That's oddly enough, that's like one of my favorite ones. But um, yeah, I mean that's kind of interesting. I want to see it. Hopefully, eventually, I put it on Netflix or something, or
I gotta
because
know, Steph. Have you watched The Wrath of Khan?
hell, I watch what?
Wrath of Khan.
No,
Oh my
I have
god.
no idea
Oh,
what that
dude,
is.
that is your fucking mission this week. All right, Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan. Like it is.
That the
Like,
movie? You mean?
yeah, the movie.
Oh yeah. I've seen that. That's the new Star Trek movies. There's like two of them, right?
No,
no, man, the old like
we're talking
it
about the
came out in the
original series. Like,
it came out like 70s or late 60s,
yeah,
right?
dude. Like, it is not like a good Star Trek film. It is a good film. Period. Like, it is a definitive like filmography. You got to watch that. Like,
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking. Well, I know he's in the second movie. I'm pretty sure, right?
I mean, they
Is that
are, but that's not
like the
like that's
one
not
with
why you're
the,
watching that movie.
You mean the Cumberbatch one you're referring to?
yeah, like the newer ones, J.J. Abrams and shit.
Yeah, that was like a totally like looking con. Like I don't know, that was like a I don't know.
It trust me, like Wrath of Khan, like it's kind of what makes Star Trek, like the cool part of Star Trek.
Yeah,
The mean old guy with the weird nose. Does that guy?
Ricardo Montalban.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
I'll check it out.
But I mean,
yeah.
yeah, it's like it's an amazing movie, truly amazing.
Yeah, I feel like the themes of Star Trek is very like very much there. Like it's like the epitome of Star Trek, really.
And I'm with Will. I'm usually a TNG guy, but like that movie right there, man, that is a fucking movie.
Yeah, it's interesting that I feel like I guess it might be more rewarding if the older series and then go into the movies, but the movies are still unto themselves. They're still like um watchable. Like it's not like you're like losing a whole, but it just you get the extra backstory
Yeah,
if you've seen the 60s stuff.
but no, like you can watch Wrath of Khan, and it's just like it's a standalone amazing movie. Like you don't need to watch any of the other ones. Like you
But it's
can.
interesting. Weren't there like Star Trek movies still going on while Next Generation was airing and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was.
That's interesting. The Next Generation kept
I mean, don't
going,
get me
and
wrong.
then
There's some
yeah,
doozies out there, like the one that William Shatner did. That was an awful movie. I think it was The Final Frontier.
mm, yeah, yeah. Well, the last one he did was with Picard too, right? It was the
No, I'm talking about he directed it.
oh, he directed it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was super interesting when you see them meet though. What was that one, Genesis or something like that? Or what's the name of that movie? With Picard
Where they
and
meet
Kirk meet.
God.
Well,
No, Genesis is when they meet each other and they go to the
yeah,
what is it? The string, like the red string thing.
yeah, yeah. It was always interesting to see Kirk and Picard meet. That was like, I'm sure that was like a super big fan moment.
Yeah. I remember going to see that in theaters as a little kid.
Man, that's pretty cool. Was your mind blown? You're like, oh my god.
Well, I mean, it was cool, but not like I wouldn't say mind blowing because it was just like, oh my, like cool, my these characters like get to meet like because Picard is nothing like fucking Kirk. Like they're just totally different people.
Yeah, yeah. Even though they're both like super influential, like
Yeah.
captains and stuff like that. I can't think of another captain that's like that was maybe there's Janeway and then there's Cisco, right, from Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, Cisco's cool, but the problem with like I'm sorry, Steph, you probably need to go to bed. But problem with Deep Space Nine is it got too religious. Like it was all about the religion. It's
I mean,
well
I feel
with
like, yeah,
when you had like TNG, they touched on it. They would have episodes about it, but like everything just turned into like in like Jesus and the space, the aliens and the wormhole are gods that supposedly they know everything, but they can't understand time that's in a singular progressive way. They have to know all time at all times. It's just
yeah.
a
I mean,
really weird cultish, and then like they tried to get away from it and they went right back to it. It just never made sense.
yeah, it was an interesting premise though, like because it was like an outpost, like and like it wasn't like they were going like everywhere, but they had its own like drama and like I think Cisco kind of got like angrier though as it went on. Like he was kind of cool and calm at the beginning, but then as it went on, he seemed like he got like more like angry and bitter. I don't know, just
Yeah.
interesting.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up. We appreciate everybody for tuning in this week. I'm sorry that the podcast started off so slow. I somehow got the ability to speak again once Will got here.
Thanks for the sorry for the lateness, but
No, no, it's no
it was a
biggie.
pleasure to be here. You know, I kind of missed it, so
All right, guys. Well, I hope everybody is safe. I know you're getting all anxious being locked up inside. I know I am. But we hope everybody is well, and we will catch y'all next week.
yep. Catch you
Peace
next
out,
week, guys.
everybody.
Later.
Peace.